There's so many problems with it. And those problems are why a lot of people have left Christianity. And not just left Christianity, they've left God. And I'm one of those people where I've left Christianity, but I have not left God. And so I'm able to just kind of see the nuance in these things and maneuver the topic of religion and race and politics and all this stuff differently because I'm not just married to modern Christianity as we know it. Candace Owens does not view herself as a black woman first. Her race is probably not even part of like how she identifies for real. Like she's so white and like her thoughts and her mannerisms, like she's just very, very far from blackness.
Gotta get into protecting your energy, learning your real enemies, neglecting your enemy. I've seen it all from different perspectives, and when truth is in question, tendencies are
What's up,
deflecting. I
y'all?
can't
My name
respect
is
it. Fuck the
Jessica.
past, you
Welcome to the
gotta give
Jessica
to the
Diaries.
present.
And today I want to talk about Candace Owens. I never thought I'd be making a video about her, but I've been watching some of her content and I just keep thinking, man, this is so tragic. So let me explain. Only learned about Candace Owens probably in the last 5 years. I was not familiar with her before the pandemic, and I really just kind of came to familiarize myself with her content within the last maybe 6, 7, 8 months. I've known her to be a sellout, a coon, a tool of white supremacy when it comes to things that pertain to the black community. But as I have been working on podcasts, I am a media professional, creative director, podcast producer. I wear a lot of hats in the media and communications field. And so I've been trying to expand my knowledge of podcasting. So I've been watching successful podcasts, and Candace Owens is at the top. Okay. And for good reasons. The woman can deliver a message. Her podcast is extremely well produced. I love her delivery. I love her scripts. I love the way that she incorporates her slides and other things. Even if I don't agree with her content, I still appreciate how good she is at her craft. I'm not the type of person that because I disagree with somebody, I can't watch their content. We're not going to agree with everybody on everything. And it's good to watch content that you don't always agree with so you can see the other side and just be well informed. And that's my approach when it comes to Candace Owens. But also, I admire some of the things that she's doing and how she stands on business, whether people like it or agree with it or not, and it's gotten her where she is. But as someone who considers myself to be B1, which means black first, um, Candace Owens is a tragedy. And that's what I want to talk about, how beneficial she could be to the black community and our message if she considered herself black first. And so this is one of those things where Christianity, this is a negative of Christianity and it's a negative of religion. And it is why Christianity is constantly like under scrutiny. And I hesitate to say this, but it's the truth. Christianity is a false religion. It is not true Christianity, if that makes sense. Like Christianity as we know it is not right. There's so many problems with it. And those problems are why a lot of people have left Christianity. And not just left Christianity, they've left God. And I'm one of those people where I've left Christianity, but I have not left God. And so I'm able to just kind of see the nuance in these things and maneuver the topic of religion and race and politics and all this stuff differently because I'm not just married to modern Christianity as we know it. But I'm saying it to say Candace Owens does not view herself as a black woman first. In fact, like her race is probably, I can't say this with certainty, but her race is probably not even part of like how she identifies for real. Like she's so white and like her thoughts and her mannerisms, like she's just very, very far from blackness, and we know black is not a monolith. But Candace Owens and blackness, they don't mix. But I bring up Christianity because the reason why, or one of the reasons why, a driving force and factor to why she does not move B1 black first is because of her Christian beliefs. And because she has bought into the whitewashing of Christianity, because she has bought into all of the lies regarding black folks that come from Christianity and come from their belief system, she has in turn just allowed herself to be this tool of white supremacy. And it is tragic for her. And it's tragic for our community because as good as she is at what she does, she's not making the impact that she could make had she been B1. Does that make sense? Like what we've seen over time, like these great black leaders and these great figures to, develop theories and come up with these thoughts and lead us to revolutions and, really transform life for black folks. And that takes a certain level of skill, natural ability, talent, knowledge. And just to see a black woman who has all that, but she uses it for white folks and white people problems and white issues, it's just a tragedy. And I just wonder what how much gain, and not gain, maybe gain is not the right word, but like how much someone like her could transform our community. Like she stands on what she believes in, right or wrong. She calls people out, right or wrong. And we need those type of voices. So it's just sad to see a black woman allow herself and her whole identity to be wrapped up in white folks' problems when she could be such a force for the black community and for our issues. What do y'all think about that? What if we had a woman in media who was fearless and not, just not afraid at all to speak truth to power, not afraid at all to call people out and just really stand on black business like that somebody like her, somebody like Candace Owens could really be powerful and transformative for our community. So it's just when I see her, I'm like, man, you got all this talent. You are so, good at what you do, and you just don't even use it to make a real change. Like a lot of her audience are right wing, Republican people, and not that those people are bad. But when you merge politics and religion, black folks are always going to get the short end of the stick. Like always, religion, politics, black folks gonna be at the bottom because politics, of course, they have their agenda for keeping black folks at the bottom. And then in order for that to be upheld, you gotta kind of have this same oppression in the religion. So they work hand in hand. And it's just really tragic to see someone with so much talent, so much um, just she just has what it takes. And to see her like entangle herself in white folks stuff and fight so hard for white people, for white men, especially a white man who was racist and ill informed and shared that racist belief and inspired so many people to take on those beliefs. Just to see her go so hard for him, while it's admirable because it seemed like ain't nobody else going hard for him, it's still such a tragedy because girl, you could be doing it for all the black folks that's been wronged, all the black high profile figures and political figures past and present who have been done wrong. You could be using that talent to really move our community forward and garner attention for things that are affecting us and telling the truth, speaking that truth to power. And it's just so tragic that she chooses to go out the way that she's going out. And yes, her podcast is number one. Again, it's well deserved. I watch episodes every now and again, and she's good at what she does. But I just always think like it's tragic and it's all for nothing because you're not helping the folks that really need it, and you part of that community. Let me know what y'all think about that. Do you see where I'm coming from? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you think that she doesn't have to talk about race or she doesn't have to view herself as black first? I love to read your comments and your thoughts about that. So yeah, let me know. And that's all for this video. I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.